I found out I was pregnant, it was definitely overwhelming. I was 22, was I? And I have a low budget job and I live with my mom, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know, that's something that's totally scary. You know, you're bringing another life into the world. First, my mom was indifferent about it. She didn't know what to do. I mean, I guess most moms would be, but after she got, I guess, used to it or whatever, and then she kind of came around to it. Well, after I had found out I was pregnant, I didn't tell them for a little bit, and I thought about it with myself and, you know, amongst my closest friends. And, you know, my friends were like, you know, you should have the baby. You know, the abortions, they steered me to the right direction of having the baby, which was great, you know. And when I told my family members, they were like, well, you know, you don't have all the funds you need and you're not prepared for this, but if anybody, who is prepared, you know? Her dad was supportive, you know, throughout the first couple months of my pregnancy, and he just decided that he didn't want to be around anymore, and he didn't want to deal with, you know, the pressures that he was going to be a father. I mean, he's young too, and so with that, we kind of drifted apart and split up, and so now he's not there anymore, pretty much, but he comes around every once in a while, does kind of his part. When I got to the Women's Resource Center, I was greeted very nicely, actually, and then she was like, okay, here, take your pregnancy test, you know, let's figure things out. And then when she came back in, she was like, okay, well, let's go sit down in the room, and she told me that I was pregnant. And then after that, we sat down and we had a discussion about the options of my pregnancy. And with that, I had a lot to think about, obviously. I came in and we had the ultrasound, and I laid down, and there on the screen is a heartbeat, and it was amazing, and I have goosebumps thinking about it. Like, it was the best thing in the world. And so seeing those first pictures definitely gave me a new perspective. I mean, we couldn't hear the heartbeat yet because it was too small, but seeing it on the screen and this blob of what's going to be a baby was like, that's my child in there, and I'm happy, definitely. I came back to the Women's Resource Center because they called me they said that I had a package for the newborn, and it was this really big basket of everything that the baby needed, which was really awesome and very helpful. It was really cool. This is my daughter, Ayana. Say hi, Ayana. She's 11 months old. You gonna wave hi? No, that's okay. You can smack on the table, that works too. This is the joy of my life. I'm happy about.
The first moment that I actually found out I was pregnant and it was confirmed that I was pregnant, a lot of thoughts started racing through my mind. It was every emotion, all the emotions at one time. It was, I was kind of, I was scared. That was one of the things, but I mean, I'm a person who likes to plan things. I like to be organized. As far as my life is concerned, I definitely was not expecting to hear those words that I'm pregnant. But when I did find out that I was pregnant, that I would never have an abortion, even though it was unexpected and my circumstances were not what I wanted them to be at the moment. I wasn't financially stable, all these other things. I still never thought twice about taking her life. It's not her fault, you know, that she came into these circumstances. It's all mine, and I take that responsibility. And it was overwhelming, but the thought of knowing that this was a life that was coming out of this whole situation. God always takes the mistakes that we make and turns them around for our good. And that little girl couldn't have come at a better time because she saved my life. She really did. And when Aaron took me back and we went back to the room and we began to speak to each other, and she was counseling me and asking me, you know, how I felt and how my walk was with Christ and what it was that I needed. We prayed together, And I told her, you know, that I had reestablished my relationship with Christ because I really, I wanted nothing more than to have Him first and foremost to help me move forward in my life and raise this child, because I couldn't do it alone. And I just let her know that what I came for initially was to get maternity clothes. And she let me know then that you guys had other avenues as far as, you know, formula, diapers, and clothing, and things of that nature. Anything that pretty much that I would need to start out if I needed help with, that you guys were here. Not just physically, but spiritually, that you guys were here for me. We talked and everything. She gave me the option of picking some maternity clothes, and I got a couple things, and she told me that I would be able to come back again within the next month to get some more maternity clothes if I needed. And I knew that you guys were here for me, but I actually didn't have to end up coming back because God made a way for me to get everything that I needed for her and for myself. And I knew that you guys were here, and she made me feel, just like I said, she made me feel very welcome. This is Essence, Gabriella. She is now 5 months. She turned 5 months on the 1st, and she's just growing like a little weed. She's so small. But she's just been truly a blessing in my life and everybody around us. She's definitely the light of my life. She really is. And everything that I do now is because I have her future in mind.
My doctor from a couple years ago had told me that I had a -% chance to get pregnant, and that I had endometriosis and cysts on my ovaries and cervical cancer and a bunch of other stuff. And come to find out, I had none of it and got pregnant, so she was kind of a miracle baby. Well, I was not in a very good relationship, so when I found out, it was really scary because I couldn't really be with him. When I told my parents, they kind of freaked out and said, "You're kind of on your own, so, you know, good luck." And my grandparents let me move in with them, and that helped a lot because then I knew I was safe pretty much. While I was pregnant, I was really concerned because I wasn't able to get a job, which meant I wasn't able to get insurance, and I was scared that I wouldn't be able to pay for what she needed or get her a doctor and take care of her the right way, because if she was sick, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I heard about the Women's Resource Center through my grandfather. He volunteers here, and he told me that at his, volunteer work that they can help me, learn about what I need to do with the baby and where I can go for doctors and insurance and everything. And so I came in to Women's Resource, and they told me that Medicaid was pretty much the best option for me right now to get insurance for, and I did. My experience when I came to Women's Resource was very welcoming because I was nervous and didn't really want to tell some stranger that, this is my situation, but she talked to me like I was, a normal person, like everything that was going wrong in my life was okay. And she told me that no matter what, if I needed somebody to talk to, that she was there. And she was, because I talked to her a couple times. When I met with the counselor at Women's Resource, she told me that God was, the Almighty, and prayed with me and told me that if I was to go to church, it would help me as far as what I think about everything in life and with the baby. And at that time, I really didn't want to hear any of it because I didn't think anything about God, because how could my life be the way it was if He was a part of it? And then I left, and when I moved in with my grandparents, I started going to church, and that's when it changed a little bit. When I came into the Women's Resource and had nothing, they told me that they could help me with maternity clothes and baby clothes and everything. And so I came in one day and got a bunch of clothes, and that got me through my pregnancy. And when I had nothing, they told me that WIC would offer formula and food and help with that, and that's where I went, and I got it the same day I went. So that's how I get my formula now. This is my pretty baby girl, Braylon. She'll be 3 weeks tomorrow, and she's the love of my life now. Braylon has changed my life dramatically because before I was on a very bad path and with really bad people, and now I don't even think about those people or my past. I'm just moving forward, and everything she can do for me is amazing, so she's definitely changed my life for the better.
Well, I found out I was pregnant, and I sat down, I was at my grandmother's house. My mother was there and my sister, and we didn't really get to discuss it. The first thing that came out of their mouths were abortion. I started thinking about the abortion too. I'm not gonna lie, I started thinking about it because I'm like 4, I'm 20, this is bad, very bad. And I started thinking about what people would say, and I'm not working, this would be bad. So I was like, okay, abortion is the answer. And I mean, that was always my first, because when I'm scared, I'm just trying to think of the easy way out. So, but I didn't know what to do because my mom, I lived with her, and me and my boyfriend weren't living together. We weren't talking about marriage, anything about it. And I was just scared. So what I decided to do was, I was encouraged as well from here, Women's Resources, to keep the baby. I came here, I got diapers and things that I needed for her. And on top of that, I got, they gave me referrals to places that I can go get help, where, if they couldn't give me help with something, they never let me leave without knowing what to do. They gave me papers, referred me to places, and I'll call those numbers and they help me because I've been getting all the information I need, all the help, and I've never felt offended by anything. If I ever had any questions, I'll get answers, and I even learned a few things, a lot of things that I really needed. I just learned recently from Women's Resources about marriage. I didn't know anything at all. I didn't know that it was something that you had to do. I just thought it was something fun to do, to get married, and I found out that that's, if you want to, do things the right way and you want to have children, you make sure you marry that man, and he's a God-fearing man, and you guys go to church together. I just learned that from here. But every time I come, it never fails. I always get help. Always leave out of here feeling 100 times better than I did when I walked in. I come in feeling like crap and leave out feeling like $1 million bucks, just happy. Just the reassurance of knowing that if I pray, if I do things the right way, good things will come to me. When I look at her, it was all worth it. It was all worth it.